All right, let's talk about a headset I've been spending some real time with lately. It's the Redragon 858 Aero. Yeah, this one's been like flying under the radar a bit. Like you go to Redragon's website, you browse their headsets, you kind of overlook this one unless you're actually looking for their budget options. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, but I kind of wanted to give this. So basically, I wanted to give this headset like a proper shakedown and let you know what you're really getting and how it feels, what it's like in the actual gaming environment, right? So spoiler alert here with this one, it's got some nice tricks up its sleeve, but also a couple quirks that you truly need to know about. Especially thinking about using this for like your streaming sessions, or you want to run it for Discord comms, or you want to just run it for long gaming sessions, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Let's just go ahead and dive right into it, right? My first impressions, we got to talk about that right out the box. The H58 Aero looks insanely sick. You know what I mean? It had that like nice matte black finish. It had a cool aggressive look, but nothing too over the top. It felt durable but without being bulky, and when I picked it up it was roughly about 305 grams, heavy but not feather light. Well, not heavy but not feather light at the same time, but still very wearable as it is right now. And the memory foam ear cups held pretty nicely. The memory foam ear cups were soft, and after a few sessions of gaming and trying them out and testing them, they molded to my head pretty nicely. That's what I was trying to say. It's a little late when I'm doing this. I didn't get much of that, ear heat you sometimes get on like cheaper headsets either. So bonus points there for Redragon. Like in the box, you get the headset itself, the USB-C charging cable, USB wireless dongle, 3.5 mm adapter, detachable mic, stickers, and you get your user's manual, right? Pretty full package, typical of what you get with Redragon stuff. It works on PC, consoles, all of them, the handhelds, and it also works 3.5 mm if you have the right setup, like phones, tablets, all that. It's Bluetooth too, so you can just run it Bluetooth. Matter of fact, since we're talking about that, let's talk about the connection options that you get with this bad boy. This is where it kind of starts flexing on the competition for this price tag. You get that triple mode connectivity, right? So 2.4G wireless using the included dongle, which I'm using right now. Super low latency, under 24 milliseconds roughly. You get Bluetooth 5.4 as well. So when you want to pair it to your phone or your tablet or your smart TV and just lay back on the couch and watch some stuff or whatever you want to do. Then you also have it USB-C wired, which is also supports 3.5 mm analog line if you're running it from a traditional tower, or you're going to want to use a splitter for that. But other than that, it can be used for other things along the lines if you want to do that, right? But it's pretty flexible, and for a headset that sits under the $60 mark, it's pretty wild. You know what I mean? So I've used it in all three modes. Wireless is where it shines for me and where I prefer, and the gaming aspect, I didn't notice any delay. Still don't notice any delay with the audio cues in games. It stayed locked into about 35 to 40 feet from my PC. Even through a wall, the Bluetooth works fine too, but you do lose surround sound feature in that particular mode. Look, the sound quality. Now, audio wise, it's pretty respectable. You get these 53 mm drivers here. It's a good size, big enough to push some weight behind gunshots, footsteps, and explosions. You know what I'm saying? For the tactical guys out there, shooter FPS guys, even if it's arcade, it don't matter, right? Now, this isn't like audiophile tier clarity, but for gaming, it's got that nice boomy with clarity profile. You know what I mean? The virtual 7.1 surround sound works decently enough in 2.4G and wired mode. It's not the most accurate or subtle surround you'll hear, but in games like Incursion Red River, what you're seeing in the background, or other games like Ground Branch or Operator, it I could, or even Armor Reforger, I could clearly tell what direction shots or footsteps were exactly coming from. That's the key. It just adds that element of immersion, especially in slower paced tactical stuff like Arma, Insurgency, or Incursion Red River, as you're seeing in the background. You know what I mean? For like music and content creation, the bass is a little boomy, especially in the Bluetooth mode. Mids can get slightly muddy, but again, this is a gaming headset first. It's not really a studio monitor, so don't think of it in that sense. Don't think of it in that sense at all. So the microphone, what I'm speaking to you right now, whatever. Real talk on the mic. It's probably the biggest know before you buy part. So look, Redragon advertises as a noise canceling mic, quote unquote. It's kind of true, but not in the way you're probably hoping. It's a detachable omnidirectional mic, and while it does a decent job in wired mode, in wireless it picks up quite a bit of ambient sound. Whatever, roommates, fans, ACs. If you got super clacky keyboard, it's going to pick that up. You know what I mean? It'll catch all that unless you sit in a really, really quiet place. Like even during doing this right here, this voiceover, talking about the headset while wearing the headset, doing the review on the headset while wearing the headset, I had to turn off my AC unit because that's how, yeah, the noise cancellation feature just isn't, it's not like true noise cancellation feature, right? So also the mic gain tends to be low by default, so you might find yourself cranking the input levels in Discord or Windows just to get a clear voice pickup. It works, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to give you streamer quality clarity out the box. You're going to have to tweak it to figure it out. If you're just talking to your squad, it's passable. If you're trying to produce content or go live, I suggest pairing it with the software filters like NVIDIA Broadcast, Discord's built-in noise suppression, so when you're talking to your friends, etc., etc., and even, like a nice cheap USB desk mic over, like a nice good compression mic over this will be greater or better in overall compatibility if you are, for your streaming content creation. But you can use it for streaming and content creation. Like I deliberately am using this mic to speak in game, talk over these voiceovers, the whole nine, just to show that it is possible. You know what I mean? Like, so keep that in mind. Like some of the latest Incursion Red River videos you guys seen, I am utilizing this headset. So let's talk about the battery and the overall controls. I think that's where we kind of start to see a little bit of strangeness here. So battery life is solid, and by strange I mean goodness, right? Yeah, battery life is solid. I've been getting close to 20 hours per charge, sometimes a little more depending on how often I swap modes. Charging from dead to full takes about 3 hours with the USB-C. It's not fast charging exactly, but it's not bad either. Plug it in overnight, wake up in the morning, boom, done. You go back to gaming again. You know what I mean? You have on-air controls that are simple, functional. There's a volume roller, a mute button, power button. Power button. You also have the 7.1 toggle. And then you don't need any software to switch modes either. And as I'm feeling it, yeah, you can mute the mic, you can do all that kind of good stuff with it, and it has your Bluetooth button on there and all that kind of good stuff. Everything is on ear controls if you need them, 100%. Now this thing is made to sit on your head for hours without causing fatigue, right? It's lightweight, the air cups breathe, and the headband isn't overly tight. I've had it on for 4 or 5 hour sessions straight with no hot spots or clamp pressure at all, literally. It doesn't swivel as much as I like. The cups are fairly fixed in angle, but unless you got a very specific head shape, it should be fine. Now, I'd rate the overall comfort a strong 8.5 out of 10 for real. So Redragon actually offers software support for the H858 through their site, though it's pretty basic EQ settings, surround toggles, that kind of thing. It's kind of a hit or miss. Right now, it's only the user manual, but I could deep dive into the website and find it. But if sometimes you go there, it's not there. You don't really need the software, honestly. To be honest, you don't need software for this anyway. But there is older software there that can help you out if you want to use that. I could be wrong. They could have updated the site. I could have just been looking at something different. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Just know that setting it up is better just to go through your personal settings to set everything up, and then like go to each game settings, Discord settings, all that to make sure that everything is set up correctly according to the way that you want it to be set up. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Bluetooth is strictly stereo, and the bass and clarity are noticeably softer there. It's great for casual listening or Discord calls from your phone, but not for competitive mobile gameplay if that's what you want to use this for. Now, let's break down the real pros and cons. The pros: extremely versatile with tri-mode connection, great for gaming sound for the price, solid battery life over 20 or roughly 20 hours. It's comfortable even during long sessions and has very intuitive controls and a decent build quality. The build quality is solid, right? Memory foam cups, and you got the Yeah, memory foam cups, and then you really soft. Then you got the 53 millimeter drivers. You got the aluminum fork, the steel headband. It's solid. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the nice little foam little slide in the headband. Some little faux leather to cover it up. It looks good and it feels good and it doesn't feel cheap. That's kind of what I'm saying. But the cons. The mic is average, you know, it picks up background noise. It needs a lot of gain tweaking, but it still works. As you can tell with me talking from you. You know what I mean? 7.1 surround only works in wired and 2G. I use surround sound, especially in games like Incursion Red River. Slightly muddy mids in music, especially over Bluetooth, and there's no swivel in ear cups and minimal ANC despite the label. And now when I say no swivel, I mean that there is swivel in there, but no swivel. What I mean is that it's not as forgiving as you would like it if you got a big head. So if you got a big head, sorry for you. But if you got a little head or a medium-sized head, you'll be just fine. You know what I mean? So my final verdict on this, if you're looking for like a budget-friendly multi-platform gaming headset that sounds good, fits comfortably, and works across PC, console, mobile, the Redragon Aero H858 is the easy yes for you. If you're a streamer, content creator, or someone who needs pro-grade mic clarity, this isn't quite there on its own. But if you pair it with software filters or an external mic, you're golden. You know what I mean? But the headset is solid. You're golden. So you got a good headset. You just got to tweak your mic or use something external compressor mic. Now, at the sub $60 range, you're getting a lot for your money here, especially with the triple mode connection. Just know what it does well: gaming audio and comfort, and what it doesn't. You know, professional grade mic quality or deep noise isolation. You know what I mean? But overall, that's it for me. If you're thinking about picking one up, you can do so in the link description below. Use 2Cracked at checkout or just the website itself. There's also a sale going on by the time I upload this, so you can try to figure that out. Yeah, you can figure that out. But if you see this months or years down the line, watching this, trying to figure out if you want to buy this headset or not, no sale, but you can get a little 10% off using 2Cracked at checkout if you want to do that, right? But if you already own one, drop down your own thoughts. Let me know what you think below. And if you want me to, what you think below. And honestly, this is probably one of the more interesting headsets that I've owned. And it's kind of it was a headset that I chose to push me out of the wired programming that I had, because everything now is wireless keyboard, mouse, and now headset, and then kind of give me an upgraded headset as well as streamline my representation of Redragon on this channel. So therefore, you know, most of my peripherals right now, is Redragon. So that's what we're looking at. So other than that, that's about it. I do appreciate Redragon for sending this out to me. It has been an enjoyable listening experience per se with this. And I've been, really loving, hearing the immersive audio sounds that I get on raids. And I love the fact that this thing, unlike other headsets I've owned, I can actually use micro adjustments. So I can use my 1 through 100 and have 100 set adjustments on my audio settings. Usually with my other headset, like for Finney's and the other ones I've used, I just never had that option. Like it would go in like spurts of 10 or 5, and I couldn't like actually do full or 2. I couldn't actually do minimal adjustments with the audio, with the sound. So that's really great to be able to do that. But it sucks that I have to have the audio, kind of, in its mid range in order to kind of get the maximum clarity that I would like for having the in-game immersive effects, etc., etc. You know what I mean? But other than that, if you guys want to see me other than that, it's been a solid headset. I will have more Incursion Red River gameplay. I just threw it up in here for you guys in the background because I had a nice little 2-hour session with some clean raids, and I wanted to get this review out the way as well. So that was it. But there will be more actual uncommentated Incursion Red River gameplay on the channel. So if you like the game that you're seeing in the background, just stick around, hit the subscribe button. You'll see more of that, plus more reviews like this in the future if you're into that as well. Peace and blessings.